another video. Just talk about, obviously it's another day. Lockdown. As you see, I'm driving, so I'm not down that much. Just dropping off the stepdaughter at her dad's. But yeah. So, like I said just in the last video, this lockdown's really screwed me up, really put me in a bad position, especially with my uni work. Now, for those who don't know, I had a full mental health breakdown, as obviously said, well, I had a full mental health breakdown. It destroyed me life as I knew it. It destroyed me as a person. It completely changed me. So now I'm in the recovery stages where I'm getting things sorted and getting back to normal. Obviously, it comes with complications, as everything does. One of the things were, as I disclosed in the last video, I ended up going to the police about this, what happened to me as a child. Well, kind of disclosed in the last video. When during my breakdown, every single memory came flooding back to me in full force, and they ended up going to the police about it and trying to get the person charged. Unfortunately, a month into the investigation, he died of cancer. So that set me back then. However, the police were pursuing someone else who was involved, who also physically and sexually abused me whilst with him. All connected basically, because the man that hurt me also passed me around as friends. But, well, like I said, I will go into that one day. I will do a full video on talking about that. But yeah, so like I said, I went to the police. Because I was at the police, I couldn't get any mental health help. I couldn't get any therapy. Once the case was over and the CPS kicked the case back, because the person who they were going to charge no commented, and there was one discrepancy between two of my statements. The discrepancy was, now this is the pathetic thing, on the second statement, the first statement was on the day when on the week when every single memory came flooding back to me and it hit me all in one go. The second statement was when more memories had started coming back, because obviously, as anyone knows who experiences it, the memories still come flooding back. And I remembered that I'd seen him one more time with the person who hurt me after that, the last time I thought I'd seen him. So because I'd explained that I'd seen him one more time, the CPS refused to go ahead with the case on that technicality. And that is pathetic. And that really, I lost my confidence in anything CPS wise. I lost my confidence in myself. I really questioned myself and really put me in a bad position. But I still wasn't getting therapy help. I told them that the case was over. They then put me on a list. No, so they then told me, are you self-harming still? Of course I am. Right, well, we can't give you any therapy while you're self-harming, they'll just kick you off it. You tell me self-harming, they won't give you help. I said, well, what's I supposed to do? She said, you just got to stop self-harming. Yeah, like that's going to happen. I mean, I still self-harm today. I do it daily, but that's just, unfortunately, part of the course every day. But, yeah, so I finally convinced him to get me on the list, like I said, and it should have been a few weeks ago. It took him a year and a half from being put on the list to get into where we were last month. If that gives you an indication of how bad it is. A year and a half. So this has not been going on now for what, about 3 years plus in total since my major breakdown. And a couple of years ago, I wasn't getting the help, I was getting fed up. I decided I wanted to go and start learning myself about psychology. learn my own brain, learn to know what's right, what's wrong, what's going on, etc. So that's what I did. I did little courses, I did a lot of Great Manchester Mental Health Recovery Academy courses. Now anyone who's thinking of doing them, I'd recommend them, they're brilliant. They certainly open your eyes up to a lot of mental health, and they help you to understand a lot more. So whether you're a sufferer, whether you're someone who works in the system, whether you're a carer, or whether you're just interested in mental health or student, I'd recommend Great Manchester Mental Health Recovery Academy. I'd imagine they're not probably running any courses now because of this coronavirus, but when they do start running the courses again, I would recommend attending as many as you can, because they are a brilliant resource and they helped me out a lot. They also spurred me to want to learn more. So with that, I did my level 2 health and social care, my level 2 counselling and psychotherapy, my level 3 dementia, and I still want to do more. So I started an access course with Salford City College. Brilliant course. It was a health and social, humanities and social science access course. I got through it with 120 UCAS points, so that was more than enough for me to get through to university. Now, judging on the fact that I'd never really, as a child, I'd given up in school, I'd given up at everything. I ended up not coming out with really good GCSEs, ended up coming out really bad actually. Worse than it I thought I did. I thought I had higher than I found out, but obviously that's neither nor there. So while I was doing my access course, I also did maths GCSE. Before I did the access course, I was doing my maths and English level 2 functional skills. So I've got all that under my belt, and I applied for university. I am now in University of Central Lancashire. I'm studying psychology, psychotherapy and counselling full time. And now the good thing is it's given me structure, it's given me pace, it's given me something to work towards, something to do. I love it, I'm learning a lot, but I found out a lot of information while I've been there as well. I've had a lot more help. Up until recently, I've had a lot more help. The hurdles I've come across is student finance. Now, a lot of people know who deal with student finance know how awkward they are and how annoying it can be and how stressful it can be. I got clear diagnosis. We know this now. I got clear diagnosis: complex post-traumatic stress disorder, severe anxiety, and severe depression. These diagnoses, they're long-term. They're not short-term. They're not going to go away in 6 months. It's something I've suffered with all my life. It's just never had a name to it. Some will give it bipolar, some will give it cycloclopha, whatever the fuck it is. I do apologise for swearing. But it's been with me for obvious reasons, and it's going to be with me for the rest of my life. All I can do is learn to cope with it, because I know I'm never going to be fully recovered. Because, to be fair, I never was in the first place. Self-medicating, drug taking, alcohol abuse, stupid adrenaline junkie races, driving like an idiot, racing cars in the streets, jumping out of airplanes. I've done it all, and I've run off to different countries. I've run off around the world, just try and stay in places and end up coming back because I couldn't afford to stay there. I've moved all around northwest. How the hell I never ended up in other countries I don't know, living. But everything keeps dragging me back, unfortunately, to sunny Manchester. But anyway, I'm kind of digressing a bit. So, where was I? So like I said, so I've done all them courses and I started at university. I had an assessment at university. No, sorry, student finance. Student finance, I sent them my full medical records, I gave them my full details, all letters from medical professionals, etc. and they turned around and said, we don't believe your PTSD is long term, so therefore we cannot fund you for any help for that. Since then, I had also had an assessment at the university because I've been struggling with some of my reading and keeping up, and so I had an assessment, a learning skills assessment, and it has been discovered that I have learning difficulties. Now, I've never classed myself as having learning difficulties. I'm quite, anyone knows me, tell you I'm actually quite an intellectual person. I'm very strategic, constantly reading and looking into stuff and investigating what I need to know, etc. That's something that I do as a given all the time. But what the learning difficulties that are outlined is, yes, that is the case. When I've got the stuff in my head, I am brilliant at putting it into place. I'm a very strategic person. However, getting the information in is the hard task. Getting the information to go in my head and stick is where the problem lies. That's what my learning difficulties are. That and the fact that I can't write for part. Anyone who's seen my handwriting will know that I've never been able to have good handwriting, but that's because, well, the damage to my wrist and being left-handed and then lack of use, and obviously never wanted to actually practice and get it better. So my handwriting is terrible. My spelling, I struggle with quick functions, but I do get there. I just have to put really thought to it to get the words out. When I write too fast, so my brain doesn't keep up. So anyway, so that's what my diagnosis is. So now I'm finally getting the help of student finance, although it's on my back burner at the moment because of this bloody coronavirus. So I'm still struggling through my essays and stuff like that. I'm still struggling to get things done, but I'll go through that in a minute. So anyway, so once I get all that sorted, get the computer sorted with all the software that I need that will help me to proceed, year 2 in university, I'm confident I'm going to smash it. Studying this first year, I've actually discovered through my own tangents of essays. When we're given an essay, I'm taking them off into my own tangent way and doing it my own way. I've actually discovered that PTSD has a bit large impact. Suffers of PTSD have problems with working memory models and focusing and taking memory in, because the hippocampus is constantly, not the hippocampus, I had this yesterday and I forgot it already, but a part of the brain is constantly working and it's constantly enforced. So fight or flight, everyone knows about fight or flight. When something stressful happens, you either sit there and fight or you leg it, and your body does certain functions to help you do that. My brain is constantly in that function. I've constantly got hypervigilance. I'm constantly watching about, I'm constantly cautious of my surroundings, I'm constantly observing everything that's going on, I'm constantly listening to things. I've got very acute hearing because of it. I've got a lot of features that it's because I'm constantly in that fight or flight mode. My head is constantly in that. So where my body's more relaxed in regards to the bigger parts. So obviously, when you hit the fight or flight, your rectum stops working, your bladder stops working, so your bladder releases. Yeah, that's how you pinch yourself. Well, the other way around. It's one of the two anyway, but I've got it all in. Yeah. But anyway, because of all that, that's why my head is constantly in engaged mode. That's why the information is not going in as quick as it should be doing. I've now discovered that. I know that. But then I've got to say, right, well, I know this, so I'm going to need help for that. But that's not forthcoming. So, obviously, that's where my problem lies at the moment. But the reason why I got into all this was to learn my own body and my own self. and know how to cope. But I do have a long-term goals. I'm not going to be staying like this forever. I am going to be learning to live with it, and I am going to be using it to my own advantage. I am going to be helping others. I will be setting my own charity up. It's no ifs, buts and maybes. I will be doing my doctorate in psychotherapy and psychoanalytical therapy, and I will be setting my own practice up, and I will be setting my own charity up to help males who are currently stuck in the same situation that I'm stuck in or have been done. So that's my plan anyway. So obviously with that in mind, I am going to crack on with the university, and next year I will be doing a lot better. But at the moment, I'm struggling with this first year. I was alright up until recently. Now, I don't know whether anyone else does this, but when you start an essay and you come away from it, you go back to it, it looks all wrong, so you delete it all and start again. I do that, so I have to sit there and knuckle down and do it in one go. Since we've been on lockdown, because I do it in libraries, I do it in quiet places, I go and get my earphones on and quiet off, do it at night time when no one's about. But unfortunately, at the moment my household is very bustling, it's very loud, very busy, and it's a hard thing for me to have any concentration, no matter what time of the day it is. No one can leave the house, so therefore I can't kick them out for a few hours. I can't go to a cafe, I can't go to a library, I can't go to the university and do it. I can't sit at a computer in the university's quiet zone. So I'm stuck now doing these, and I'm struggling. Yesterday, I got onto my essay that was due on the 23rd of March. Obviously yesterday was... What was yesterday? The 3rd of April, and like I said, I was on to the 23rd of March essay. I wrote a full 2,000 word essay that I just needed to div it down to 1,500 and then check it all over and finalise it. I then goes over the question and realises I've answered the completely wrong question. I don't even know where the question came from, where the theory came from in my head. But I'm talking about something that's irrelevant to the whole lot. If I had submitted that essay, it'd have been kicked back. So I'm now having to write it all again. Now I know it's because of the concentration and because of the stress and everything else. I've struggled to write that. But to the university now, it looks like I'm failing. I can't speak to anyone because I'm minimal staff and those that are working from home, and it's really hard for me to do anything. I'm stuck, can't talk to anyone, I'm stuck at home, and it's really, really stressing me and panicking me because of this essay. I've got 4 more due yet, 4 or 5 more that are due over this next month, and I'm struggling to get this one done. So I fear that if this lockdown carries on any longer and the university don't start opening up the buildings, then I'm going to be missing this year and starting all over again next year, which is a shame considering how far I've come. But I've got to finish all the modules, and I can't finish them while like this. I've got to do exams as well yet. Now apparently they're doing multiple choice exams on multiple questions, so it's alright, multiple choice. So I believe I'll be able to do that, but because it's open book I think as well, which is good. But we've got to do that in 2 hours. Well, I think I'll get an extra, so about 2.5 hours. I've got to do that exam, and I've got to find a quiet place to do it in the house where everyone's got to stay in. Now it's a 3-bedroom house. There's 7 of us at the moment in the house, in a 3-bedroom house. Every single room is bustling and busy. I can't go in the garden because the weather's unpredictable. I've not been able to finish my shed because I can't get the stuff from the DIY centre, so I can't go in there. I can't go to the libraries obviously. My bedroom, I can't sit in there because it's a crowded bedroom. It's not big enough to put a desk or anything in. So it's my living room and my kitchen, both of them which are very busy all the time. So it's a really hard task, and I hope this is over soon. Just so I can get my work done and get finished. But also so I can do them tests, them exams. Because come May, when it comes to exam time, I'm going to end up not being able to do them. Did I bite off more than I can chew by going to university? Honest truth, I knew I was going to be living on the line. It was going to be make or break for me this first year. It was going to either decide where I go in the future or whether I stop and try something else. And to be fair, had this lockdown and all these problems not popped up, I think I would have escaped it. I think I would have done fine. My therapy would have started, and then come September next year, come September next term, sorry, I would, next university year, I would be ready for it. The worst part of the trauma therapy would have been done, and then we're just on counselling level, and I've had a couple of relaxing holidays, and everything would have been hunky-dory. Unfortunately, now, it's knocked on so bad that I don't know what to do. Just got to play by ear and take every day that comes. But anyway, so finished jabbering on, but that's obviously what's cracking on about that. Thank you for those who have watched me just jabber on and waffle on about my own dramas, first world problems, etc. Hope you're all keeping safe and stay safe. I'm not getting many views, and to be fair, I don't mind, because I do this for my own release, and I share them for people who may need them. If it helps you, then obviously that's fine. I'm happy with that. If you have any questions or queries, I'm happy to answer them. But yeah, I'm going to keep doing this just because I need to show you all about. And my condition and my situation has many sections, and I'm not going to just show you me moaning and groaning. I'm going to show you the ups and the downs and everything else. I'm going to show you what it's like when I go in meltdowns, or try it anyway. I'm going to show you what it's like when I'm at my worst, but I'm also going to show you what it's like when I'm at my best. So, like I said, if you're watching, thank you very much, and take care of yourselves, and hopefully I'll be doing another video soon.